Okay, so it's overexposed. So what? Maybe I want to see myself more as a light being, even here, while still wearing the 3D body. Um, you know, being in heart is having a conversation with yourself, is being open to that. See the kitty's tail? Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Here's the pretty one. Can I get her to look into the camera? Well, maybe not. Maybe not. No, maybe another time. All right, so, yes, Moonlight. Have you a comment to make? So, it's a conversation with yourself. How long has it been since you sat down and really listened to you? And three, I think it was 3 journals came through on listening, and they went really deep into it. And maybe if you listened to them, when you did so, you were thinking about being a listener for others, or how well others in your life were good at listening to you. Maybe go back and hear them again from heart, with the idea of how good a listener you provide for yourself. The conversation goes on 24/7, 365, you with you in heart. Most of us don't hear it. No one who's stuck in the mind is able to hear it, because the mind is louder, more crass, more active, and bouncy. It's like the mind has ADD or ADHD. It just can't sit still. You can get past that, though. That's not real. That's not you. That's not who you really are. That's a persona you wear. That's an aspect of your 3D manifestation. You are not 3D. You have a 3D being. That doesn't mean you are that. And what I have found in heart is a contact point, if you will, for me, who I really am. Even though it can't be put into words, it can be experienced, it can be touched, it can be contacted and conversed with. Conceptualize it how you will. I mean, I guess I call it higher self. I don't know. It's God. And so it's kind of better not to put adjectives on God, uh, in my view. So your conversation with yourself, when you first go there, you're probably mad at you for not listening for so long, huh? You think maybe? I think maybe, just like in a relationship between you and your mate, there might be some tension built up over not listening for such a long time? Possibly. There might be an intensity of you desiring to get through to you. And so there might be some intense energies to sit there with for a bit. You don't have to feel guilty or negative in any way, shape, or form. You're not being criticized, you're being communed with. Only you've been dense. The feather didn't work, and neither did the ruler or the stick or the 2x4. Uh, so, if Source can get your attention with a feather, it will. But most of us are in the mind, and if you're in the mind, you're not feather sensitive. If you're in the mind, you're pretty much 2x4 sensitive. That's about when it penetrates. So I say it's just a matter of sitting with whatever's there when you put your attention centered in your chest. whatever the energy is, just sit with it and realize that you're listening to you. And just watch. You have a message for you. And it's been my experience that just in the looking, doing the watch and observe thing, at some point things click. You look and you keep looking to what's underneath this. Okay, I see this. I see what's on the surface, but what's under that? What is my vulnerability to that? What is the source of that? And like, if that is anger, well, you're going to find pain under it. And under the pain, you're probably going to find fear. And to process your fear, just be with it and allow it to be. It's okay. It's okay. It's what is. So just look at it and watch it. This is where I often do the worst case scenario thing. You know, it'll bug you to death if you don't just defang it. I live on disability. That's my income. And Social Security does a review every few years. And mine just came up for review. Well, that's pretty scary when you look at the possibility that in ill health and, going to be 60 this year, that maybe your income will be taken away. And I found that it got to me. Kind of surprised me, but it did. It got to me until I looked at it and I said, okay, let's make friends with this. What are you going to do if you lose that stream of income? And so I sat with it and figured what made sense to me, came up with a reasonable plan, and made friends with it. Decided, hey, I could live with that. And it was over. I mean, it wasn't over in 5 minutes or an hour or a week. It took a while because you can't defang it all at once if it's kind of big, if it deals with fear sometimes. It takes patience with it. But all the time that you spend just listening to you, just looking and being with that is not wasted. It's useful, it's functional time. You're giving yourself a hearing. Your inner self has concerns that maybe you haven't been listening to. And you want to be heard. Well, if you can't sit still for yourself and hear yourself, I don't know how you can be a good listener for anyone else. We don't need to rescue the world. We just need to get our own ducks in a row. We need to rescue the self. We need to get out of this being split apart, this duality that's all around us. We're healing from that now. We're rising up. We may even find the male and femaleness of our being kind of merging to where you even begin to kind of lose your sense of gender a bit. I don't know. I don't know what it's like for you. It'll be different for everyone, but we are rising up in frequency and in consciousness. We're letting go of attachments and things. This is all a part of spiraling up and out of the lower manifestation of the 3D. And so go along with it and give an ear to yourself. What comes up is always with perfect timing. It's what needs to come up in this moment. And you listen and you watch until it vanishes. And it'll be something else later. But if you'll just be there for you, Well, I can't sell it highly enough. It's just a beautiful way to go through life. Good day.